all the different criteria that are involved, what the learning outcomes are, so you can look through that. So these first few pages you will see is just about the general information on your syllabus, what you should expect from the courses, what the learning outcomes are. We've got our AIMS learning outcomes over here. So this applies to all AIMS classes. Again, we want to make sure these are the areas you are gaining expertise in as you take these classes at AIMS. So starting here on page 5 is where we're getting into the specifics about for what this class is expected of you for this 120 course. So, attendance is definitely important. And what happens with remote classes, which is a little bit different from online. And, it may seem like, well, they're both online, so what's the difference? Well, online classes are usually where you don't have a regular interaction with your instructor, right? You're normally either emailing them when you have some questions, or if they are doing some kind of meeting with the students. So you would only meet with them on specific occasions, but otherwise you don't really have that much interaction. With the remote learning class, you are meeting with your professor every time the class meets. So since we are a Tuesday, Thursday, 10 a.m. class, every Tuesday and Thursday, you are going to be attending class just like you were, if this was a face-to-face class. So that's the difference between remote and online. We meet regularly. We meet, twice a week, and you are expected to attend. Even if you're attending through Zoom, you're still attending class. So just kind of keep that in mind as the difference between remote and online classes. So attendance is expected every time the class meets. For any reason you are unable to attend, make sure you send me an email letting me know, just a quick email. Hey, Ms. Daruka, this is what's going on. I'm unable to attend today. So at least I'm aware of, the situation at your end. If you miss class, make sure you get together with one of your classmates and just find out what you missed, if there was anything important you need to be aware of for the upcoming classes or anything like that. Additionally, we will be recording our Zoom lectures. So on the day that you miss, you can always go and log into D2L, look at the missed lecture, look at the notes from that day so you are caught up on what you missed. So attendance is definitely important. We expect you to be in attendance 100% of the time. Participation is another thing that we want you guys to be involving in, because when you participate, it lets your instructor know, it lets me know that you are understanding the concept we're going over. This is making sense to you. If you are lost, you need more help. So participation is a big part of that understanding. So just make sure when I'm asking questions, you are trying to answer, trying to give your input, and that really helps us figure out how you are doing in class. So the way we're going to be monitoring your attendance is, we're meeting for 30 class periods this semester. So for each class period, you get 1 point of attendance, so that adds up to 30 attendance points. So the way your points are calculated is basically if you're coming to class on time and leaving when the class is dismissed, you get 1 full point of attendance. If you are late to class for some reason, or you're having to leave early, then you're only going to get half of an attendance point. Now, if you're coming to class late and you are leaving early, which means you're missing the beginning and the end of class, then you get no attendance points. If you are in class for less than half the time of the class, so we're here for 1 hour, 40 minutes, and you're not in class for even half that time, then again, you get 0 attendance points. And if you miss the class completely, you get 0 attendance points. So, every time I take attendance at the beginning of class and I take attendance at the end of class, so I can see how many students were there. And based on that, I will give you your attendance points. So if your attendance falls below 90%, so you don't have a minimum of 90% attendance, you will not be able to take your chapter exams. And the same applies to the final exam also. So for the entire semester, if you don't have 90% attendance, which means you've lost 3 attendance points, you will not be allowed to take the final exam either. And if you don't take any of these exams, you automatically end up getting 0 on those exams. And with the final, if you don't take the final, you're going to fail the course. So it's very, very important that you maintain good regular attendance in this class. So just to put it in a numerical form, out of 30 attendance points, if you have 27 to 30 points, anything in between, you are safe. You will be able to take the final exam. If your attendance falls below 27 points, so 26 or below, then you will not be able to take the final exam. And, you know, obviously that would not be good. So for our Zoom classroom, you know, you've already gone through the registration process. You just had to do that on the first day of class, so you will not be asked to repeat that for the next class meetings. And the link will still stay the same. The only difference is you will not register anymore. So you are required to keep your video cameras on, and they should be on you. They should not be facing, you know, some other surface like a ceiling, a wall, a floor, or, you know, whatever you're pointing your cameras at. So make sure it is focused on your face. And, you know, the idea is, again, I can look at your expressions. I can see your faces, and that kind of tells me, again, are you okay with what we're talking about? Are you lost? Do you need more help? Because, you know, we're trying to keep that idea of, if this was a face-to-face class, I would be looking at you. And, you know, again, just looking at your expressions gives me a little sense of what's going on. So we have the same expectation for our remote classes also. Another thing to keep in mind, if you are late to class by more than 10 minutes, you will not be given the permission to join the class, you know, since we have that waiting room feature in our meetings here. So just make sure you're not, you know, late to class, because you've already missed the first 10 minutes of class. And, you know, you shouldn't be later than, you know, just a couple minutes. You should be on time, basically. So if you are late by more than 10 minutes, you will not be allowed to enter class that day, which of course means you're getting 0 for attendance for that day. So as I mentioned earlier, we are recording these Zoom lectures, and we will be using it for students who are, you know, having to miss class for a reason and they want to catch up. Or maybe we went over something in class and you just were not entirely sure what that concept was. So you can always go back and look at the recording, and you can say, oh, okay, this is what we talked about. So it kind of helps you out, you know, in both ways. Normally Zoom does not ask you for a password because it's built into that link that I send you. But in case it does ask you for a password, then this is going to be the password for your Zoom class meetings right over here. And, you know, obviously this is only for the students who are in the class. As far as communication time length, I guess. So officially our semester started yesterday, I guess, at, so starting from yesterday onwards, we are officially in our fall semester. So I will keep that 24-hour deadline. I will try to reply sooner. You know, if I'm on the laptop, I'm already working, then I'll definitely get back to you as soon as possible. Over the weekends, though, it can take a little bit longer, and sometimes you may not even get a reply back, just depending on what's going on. So if you think it's something important and urgent you want to talk to me about, you can do that before or after class. You can do that during office hours or just by sending an email. So just kind of keep that in mind, that the weekend may not be the best time to try and reach me. I do not use any of the instant messaging services, so Google Hangouts or the instant message available through D2L. So if you put something on there, honestly, I will not get it. So just use email as your best resource. The grading scale for this class is similar to what you know, most classes have. So 90 to 100% is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and then 60 to 69 is a D. Anything below 60% would be considered failing. So for AIMS, we do take D as a passing grade. And so, you know, you would still be considered as passing the class, but, you know, if you're taking this class for a program, or if you're hoping to transfer it to another university, then they may not accept a D grade, because, you know, most programs and colleges want C or better. I know some programs are even more picky, so they only want an A or a B grade. So that might be something, if you're aware of you know, what the requirements are. Just keep that in mind of what grade they would accept for you to use this class in that program. So your breakdown for the grades, your homework and quizzes, and if I have other assignments I want you to work on, which I do have a couple other handouts that I'm not able to put on WebAssign, all of those will add up to 30% of your grade. The written chapter exams, which technically, I guess those are online exams now. The chapter exams are going to be 50%, and your final exam counts for 20% of your overall grade. So that adds up to a total of 100%. So your WebAssign will be where we do homeworks, quizzes, practice exams, you know, chapter exams, and the comprehensive final. Practice exams are not going to be for a grade. They are simply there for practice purposes only. So even if you did badly on them, it's not going to affect your overall grade. It's just to give you an idea of what kind of questions to expect on your exams themselves. So your homework will be assigned for each section that we go over. Your quiz questions and exam questions are going to be based off of the homework questions. So as long as you work on all the homework questions, you will know what type of questions you can see in your quiz and exams. You know, getting 100% on your homework is definitely recommended, but we are asking that you get at least a minimum of 90% on the homework, because if you don't have a minimum of 90% on the homework, your quiz and your exam will not open, which means you'll end up getting 0 on those assignments. So just make sure for each homework section, you will have a 90% grade on those homework sections. So your homework will close, homework and quiz for the chapter will close on the same day that your exam is due. So they will all coincide with the due date for the exam day. Okay, you will get 3 attempts on your quizzes, and out of those 3 attempts, we will keep the best score out of those attempts. So whichever one will be your highest score is what we will count. So if you're not happy with the grade you get the first time you take the quiz, keep in mind you have 2 more attempts, but the quiz will not open until you have 90% grade on your homework section. So make sure you have that minimum requirement, otherwise you end up getting 0 on the quiz. Your chapter exams, you will only get 1 attempt on them. And so, you know, just make sure you have your homework completed with 90%. You've taken your quiz, because again, the quiz will have similar types of questions as the exam does. Also, now you can use your textbook, your notes for help, because obviously you guys are taking these exams at home and not in the classroom. But for any reason you miss your exam, either your attendance was not at 90% or your homework grade was not at 90%. So if you have a situation like that, you will not be able to make up that missed exam. So if you miss an exam, this is what I normally do. I will drop your lowest chapter exam grade. So you missed an exam, maybe because of attendance, maybe because of homework grade, or maybe you had a different reason, something happened and you were not able to take the exam. In that case, I will drop the lowest exam score. If you miss 1 exam, then of course that 0 will disappear, doesn't count for the overall score. But if you miss 2 exams or more than 2 exams, then only one of those zeros goes away and the others will stay. So just keep that in mind. If you don't miss any exams, you take all of them, I will still drop your lowest exam score. So yeah, it's not only for students who missed an exam, it's for everybody. No matter what the situation is, your lowest chapter exam grade will be dropped, okay? For your comprehensive final, you know, when we're talking about comprehensive, we're talking about everything that we do in the class. So right from the beginning till the end, all the different topics, all the different chapters that we will be going over, you will be tested on all of those topics in the final exam. Again, you only get 1 attempt on the exam itself. And since you will be again doing the exam at home as a take-home exam, you definitely can use your scientific or graphing calculators, you know, your notes and stuff like that. But just keep in mind, we are still expecting academic honesty and integrity from you as a student at AIM. So we want to make sure whatever work you are turning in is your own work and not, work that's not your own. So just make sure we still take academic dishonesty, plagiarism, and all of that very seriously. And if we have any reason to believe that this is not your own work, there will definitely be consequences. So, you don't want to get into any of those messy situations. Again, to be able to take your final exam, make sure your attendance is at 90% or better. So normally, we try to keep some extra calculators in our classrooms for students who forgot a calculator, or maybe theirs broke down and they don't have one right now. So since we will not be able to offer that, I was just talking to one of my colleagues and he mentioned that you can actually download apps for calculators on your phone. Sometimes you have built-in calculators, but you can also download like graphing calculators, a TI-84 and stuff like that. So if that's something you're interested in, obviously, again, we're not in a classroom, so you can do that to help you out. These are the same exam dates that I have posted in D2L. So again, just to keep track of when your assignments will be due, you can look at when the chapter exams are, because it's the same day that your quizzes and your homework will be due as the chapter exams themselves. Your student code of conduct has been modified a little bit since the pandemic happened. So if you want to take a look at the updated student code of conduct, you can again click on that link. But remember, as I said, we're still holding our students to the highest standards, and we want to make sure you're getting the best out of your experience here at AIM. So you can definitely look at that code of conduct if you like. So just at the end, we're just kind of summarizing everything. So, make sure you're attending class regularly, you're not missing class. And if you are missing class, you're letting me know why and what's going on. Come to class because you're going to get the most from being in class and attending class. I would say do the homework on the same day that we go over that topic in class, because it will be fresh in your mind. You will be able to get through the homework a lot faster. Instead of, if you wait 2 or 3 days later to do the homework, and then you may remember some details you may not remember quite as well. So it will take you longer to do the homework. So if you can, do it on the same day that you are, going over that material in class. Don't fall behind. I think that's one thing I've definitely noticed over the years of teaching math. Is, a lot of times we feel like, okay, let's go ahead and do all the other homework assignments I have due. So maybe a paper for English, maybe something for your biology or chemistry class, maybe something for psychology. And then what happens is now you haven't done your math homework, but that deadline, that due date is approaching, and you have, a bunch of homework sections to do, your quizzes to do, and you're going to feel overwhelmed when you have so much of that work still left to complete. So my recommendation is do a little bit of homework every day. If you can do a section a day, that's great. If not, do a few problems. If you need to take a break, go grab a snack, maybe take a nap, watch TV for half an hour, and then come back and tackle the rest of your problems. You can do it that way, but do a little bit of math every day. And, it's kind of like you're biting into pieces, and before you know it, the whole thing is gone. So keep that in mind. Ask questions anytime you don't understand anything. You are lost about a concept, you need help on a problem. Come and ask me questions during class, before or after class, during office hours, whatever works for you. I will emphasize on participation again. I want you guys to participate. I want you to be involved and answer questions, because it really helps me see how you guys are doing in class. If you're missing class, find out what you missed, go over the lectures for that day. But keep in mind, if there was any classwork that you were submitting during class, or if that was an exam day, you will not be able to make up any of that missed work. Some of these policies are, again, more when you are in person, but even as a remote class, we want to make sure we're respectful towards one another. If a student is asking many questions, just be a little bit patient, let them ask the questions. If you think, oh, this is a simple problem, but maybe somebody else is having a little trouble understanding it, then, we want to make sure we're giving them enough time and room to understand what we're going over. So I know sometimes with remote it can feel a little challenging, but obviously we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to succeed. If you guys want to grab a snack or a drink or something during class, that's fine. Just make sure it's not going to be distracting you too much. I will let you go when the class is over. I will dismiss class on time, but if it's taking just a couple more minutes, just be patient. I will dismiss you. So don't start, leaving before the class is dismissed. And then here we have just a general schedule of what to expect, what we will be doing each week of the semester. So just a general idea of what chapters we are going to be working on. So as you will notice, some of these exams are for more than one chapter. So like you have chapter 2 and 3 exam that has been combined together. You have the chapter 10, 11, and 12 exam, which has been combined together. And it may seem like, oh my God, they are 3 chapters in there, but we're literally doing 1 or 2 sections from each chapter. So we're not doing those entire chapters, and that's why we have combined those exams together. The only chapter you don't get tested on is chapter 8, because by the time we finish chapter 8, we're ready to take our final exam. So you don't have an individual exam for chapter 8. We'll just combine that with your final exam questions itself. So just an idea of what the schedule might look like. And sometimes we try hard to keep up with our schedule, but every now and then our pace changes a little bit. And so some of these due dates, exam dates might need to change. The final exam is definitely a fixed date, so that cannot be changed. But for the other exam dates, if we need to move them around, we'll move them around a little bit. So as we were going over these policies, were there any questions that were kind of coming up in your mind? Anything you need clarified or anything like that? Especially with the attendance policy and making sure, with the homeworks, you have at least a 90% grade on them and how that affects your quizzes and exams. So any kind of questions popping up in your mind? No questions? Okay, if anything, as we move forward, if anything comes to mind, definitely let me know. So let me see. Content. So all of this will be, available here. Again, right now you only have one homework assignment, but after class, I'm going to spend some time and open up a couple more assignments for you, because this one is not a very big assignment. Once we go over it, it will probably not take you too long to complete that assignment. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, what I would actually like to do is I have a little questionnaire that I have created for you guys. So I would like you to fill it out. It just takes a couple minutes to go through it. So I am actually going to send you the link for that questionnaire. It's a Google form through the chat. So if you just open up your chat window, and you can see on your little menu bar on the bottom, it should show up as chat. If you just click on that, you should be able to click on that link and it take you to the Google form. So if you will click on it, it should take you directly to the form, and then you can go ahead and fill that information out. Let me know if it doesn't open up for any of you. And just so you guys are aware, these responses are just for me, so I'm not, sharing those responses with anybody. Just so I can get a little bit of an idea of, what's going on with you. Okay, I've got one response coming through. Two of them already. All right, very nice. Yes, Erin, your question is when it asks for the email address, yes, please use your AIMS email address because we're not allowed to communicate with you on a personal email address for regulation. Alrighty, let's see what we have here. Here we've got animation as one of our majors, arts, associate of liberal arts, early childhood education, wow, history, psychology, art focused, alrighty, very nice. Oh my, some of you are taking like 16, 18, 21 credit hours this semester. You're going to have a very busy semester. And then looks like for most part, you guys are working 20 plus hours. I've got one person with 40 hours per week. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so with group work, it looks like some of you are comfortable with it, but some of you are not. There will be a little bit of group work, mostly while you're in class. We'll do some breakout rooms, but for the most part, I think they will be smaller groups, so you should be, it shouldn't be too anxious for you to work through that. Okay, looking at, it looks like some of you are still in high school. You're starting out a new job on Tuesday. You're more of a writer than a mathematician. That's fine. I think it should be okay since it's not a very algebra heavy course. Oh, senior at Eaton High School. Okay, wow, amazing. Alrighty, so a lot of good answers coming through the little form over here. I think I'm just waiting on a couple more of you to finish taking your, filling out that questionnaire. Maybe I'll give you guys just another minute or so to finish that questionnaire because I'm not seeing that everybody has replied yet. Alrighty, guys. So what I would like to do for the next part is I would actually like for you to just introduce yourself to your classmates. So just with your name, if you have a preferred name other than what you have on the roster or on your screen, just let me know. So I'll make a note of that also. And just share, something fun about you or something you would like your classmates to know about you. So anything that you are comfortable sharing with the group. So just introduce yourselves, share a little bit about you. So we kind of have an idea of what our class is about. So I will go ahead and call out your name so that way, we're not talking on top of each other. So I'll just go through the names as I'm seeing them on my screen over here. So we'll start out with Devin.
Hi, I'm Devin. I'm a music education major, and this is my first year at Ames.
Okay, wonderful. So do you play any kind of instrument, Devin?
I play piano.
Piano, very nice. I had one more student in yesterday's class who played piano. I have a lot of respect for you guys because I cannot play any instrument to save my life. So great job. I'm really impressed. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you. Hey, Becca.
Hi, I'm Becca. I am the senior at Eaton High School. Um, I would like to be an early education teacher, so with preschool with little kids. I've taken a couple ECE classes at Ames, and I'm excited.
All right. Wonderful. You are very brave because I could not handle little kids. I think they have way too much energy for me, but that's amazing.
Yes, they're so cute. I love them so much.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you. Hi, Burgundy.
Hi. So I'm also an ECE major and I played the flute all throughout high school.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow, another musician. That's wonderful. So I'm a little curious. Where are you? Because that looks like I don't know, a very mysterious looking cabin or something.
So this is actually my bedroom. We have an unfinished basement and so there's the wood walls and the insulation.
Okay, well, it looks really nice because it kind of has this, like I said, a mysterious vibe going on. All right, thank you very much. Hey, Macy.
Hi, I'm also a ECE major, and I am a senior in high school.
Okay, wonderful. Very nice. So we've got a high school student group here. I had about 4 high school students in my morning class also, which is unusual because, we'll see one or two. But I'm really excited to see that you guys are taking, college classes as you are in high school also. That's always very exciting. All right. Thank you very much. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm a sociology major.
Okay, there's just a little bit of lag in your sound, Lisbeth. So I don't know if it's just a little poor connection or is it at my end only? I'm not getting any sound right now. So if you wouldn't mind, would you just repeat what you just said?
Yeah. I'm a stress and I'm a sociology major.
Okay, you're a sociology major. Okay, got it. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hi, Markley. Oh, you want to unmute your mic, please? There we go.
Okay. I'm also an early childhood education major, and this is my first year of college. And I took a gap year between high school and college to decide what I wanted to do, but I'm excited to be at college and finally know what I want to do.
That is a wonderful. So yeah, looks like we've got a couple of early childhood education majors over here. I'm telling you, you guys are brave, and I'm really, really impressed with your choice. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Well, welcome to college. Yeah, excited to be here. Hey, hi, Aaron.
Hi, so my name is Aaron and I am a Windsor High School graduate and my major for Ames is photography. And so it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do, but I realized that photography was like my passion and the thing that I wanted to do. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. So any particular form of photography you're interested in or subject matter?
So my top favorite types of photography is mostly macro, which is very close up, and then landscape photography, mainly up in the mountains and looking in the distance.
Yeah, that is exciting. Yes, I'm seeing a lot more people getting into macro photography. So that's really exciting. And you can capture some beautiful shots with that. And you do live in one of the more beautiful states for landscape photography. So that's wonderful. All right, that I think you might be my first photography student. That's exciting.
Thank you.
All righty, very good. Thank you. Hey, Logan.
Hi, I'm Logan. This is my last semester at Ames.
All right. What are you hoping to do after graduation?
I'm working as an electrician right now, and I think I'm just gonna go full time with that.
Okay, yeah, that's exciting. And definitely we need a lot more people getting into trades because there is a shortage in that industry. So that's really exciting. Wonderful.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Hi, Cooper.
Hello. I don't know if my microphone's working. Is it working?
It is.
Okay. This is a gift because my friends were tired of me talking over a different system, so I didn't know if he's actually worked or not. So, I'm Cooper. I live in a basement as well. I'm peculiar and strange. I'm gonna try to go to film school once all this COVID stuff clears up, and the dog did not do anything. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I had something else, but that thought ran away on a train. So,
So in film making, what are you interested in?
probably producing, getting all the boys together and everything together to make your, get all the production stuff together.
Okay, very exciting. Very nice. So a filmmaker and a photography student amongst other majors. That's very exciting. Thank you, Cooper. Righty. Hey, Cole.
Hi, so this is my second year at Ames. I'm graduating in the spring, and I am going for a liberal arts degree from Ames, and then I'm going to Boulder for commercial real estate development.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's another exciting field. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you're seeing a lot of growth in that market here in Colorado and even in other states. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
All righty, wonderful. Well, good luck with that. Thank you. Hey, Maribel.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Maribel, and I'm a psych major. And one thing about me, I guess, I like to travel. So hopefully, after COVID's over, I get to resume to that.
Oh my goodness, yes, I cannot wait for some of that to go back to normal because traveling is definitely a big thing affected by the pandemic. All right, wonderful, thank you. Hey, Kiara.
Hi.
Oh, your sound just disappeared.
My major is liberal arts. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I'm a liberal arts major, and I'm hoping to go to art school after that.
What form of art are you interested in?
Painting.
Painting, all right, wonderful. You know, that's one of the best things about teaching a class like Math 120 is you see so many various students from different fields coming in to take this class, and I always find that very exciting. So yeah, you guys are, you know, giving me a lot of good answers here with your major and what you're wanting to do. So I'm excited. All right, very nice. Thank you. Hey, Ethan.
Hi, I want to be a high school teacher, a high school history teacher, and this is probably my last class at Ames. So
Oh, I see. So you graduate at the end of the semester?
yes,
Wonderful. So what are you hoping to do next? Where are you going?
UNC. I'm already taking a few classes at UNC too.
Oh, okay, so you're in both colleges right now. Wonderful. I will tell you, you know, little kids are surely challenging, but high school students are even more challenging. So bravo for wanting to be a high school history teacher because even in my nightmares, that's not where I would want to see myself.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, congratulations and good luck with that. Wonderful. That's really exciting. All right. Hey, Lorena.
Hi, my name is Lorena. This is my second year of college, and my major is graphic design.
Oh, graphic design. Very exciting. Nice. Wonderful. Thank you. Hi, Isabella.
I'm a high school student and I also have a major in animation, so there's that.
Oh, look at that. Animation. Amazing. My goodness, you guys are a lot more smarter when it comes to all of that than me. I can get through computers. I'm not bad with them, but I'm not sure I'm talented enough to be a graphic designer or be into animation. So very nice, guys. All right. Hey, Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm in the Ames to UNC program, so I'll be taking some classes at Ames, then transfer to UNC. I want to publish a book in the future, but like to get a more solid job, I'm planning on being a high school English teacher.
Oh, look at that. Another high school teacher. My goodness. You guys are super duper brave. Wow. So what book are you hoping to write, Molly?
A fantasy, probably. Just something creative.
Are you doing some kind of writing right now?
I'm doing planning for writing, and I'm also just doing some just personal stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Very exciting and definitely very creative. Wow. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Wonderful. So I guess that brings, and I'm going to try, because Isabel sent me the pronunciation for your name. So it's Adia? Or did I just completely mess that up?
Yeah, it's Adia.
Adia. We'll try to remember that. So go ahead.
I'm also a high school senior and I'm also an animation major.
Oh, wonderful. Very nice. So yeah, we've got photography, filmmaking, early childhood education. My goodness, high school teachers. You know, this is just very, very exciting. Graphic design, animation. So I wish you guys all the luck with all the different majors you want to try. And, you know, if you're still trying to figure out what you want to do next, you know, I definitely hope that, you know, you will be able to find what you're passionate about. So this has been exciting. I love getting to know my students because it really helps me kind of see where, you know, you are coming from, what you're hoping to do. So thank you for sharing that with me. Alrighty, so what I wanted to do was, we have about 10 minutes or so of class time left. So if you will go under your D2L course again and go under content, you will see, the link where I showed you your class handouts. If you will go into that, and let me go ahead and share my screen here with you one more time. I actually want you to go on that very first handout that I have over here. And that's going to be for, come on, buddy, right here for the logic handout. It's just a fun little activity to kind of introduce our first chapter to you guys over here. So if you would just click on that handout. You should kind of see this, and you can expand it if you want to make it a little bit bigger by clicking on this little icon over here to make it larger. So let me go ahead and show you that assignment over here. So just to kind of get us thinking in a little bit of a logical way. So this first question here is asking you, in which direction is the bus traveling in?
Left.
Okay, and you want to tell me why?
Because we can't see the door.
Okay, so let's see. Isabella is talking about this bus traveling to the left, which means it would be going in this direction, and she's saying because you cannot see the door. So does that make sense to you? Because obviously we are making the assumption the door is on the other side of the bus, right? And the door is usually right next to where the driver of the bus sits. Of course, the idea is the driver of the bus would have to be sitting here at the front of the bus, and the door would be on the other side. So the reason I love this question is kindergarten kids can actually answer this question within seconds. And I've asked this question a lot of times in my classes. Sometimes we just do it as a fun activity. Obviously for this class, it makes sense because you have to think logically. So the idea is a lot of times the adults actually get stumped because they will keep looking at the image and they're not sure, what to answer with that. So, all right, very nice, Isabel. Hey, so I want you guys to take a couple minutes and don't answer the question till I ask you to. But let's look at this second one over here. And this one is talking about the world's tallest skyscraper took 7 years to build. Each year, the workmen were able to double its height. So how many years did it take for the skyscraper to reach half of its maximum height? So they're telling us it took them 7 years to build. Each year, they're able to double the height. And so in what year or how many years did it take for the skyscraper to reach half of its maximum height? So think about that, and then when I ask you to answer, you can answer at that time. And what you can actually do, which would probably make this go a little bit better, is in the chat, you can type your answer, but don't hit enter. Just type your answer into the chat. And then when I ask you, you can hit enter. It takes a total of 7 years to build the building. Every year they end up doubling the size or the height of the building. So how many years will it take for the building to reach half its maximum height?
Dad?
Okay, if you are ready, go ahead and send your answer in. Okay, so I've got Molly with 3.5 years, Logan, Rebecca with 6, Ethan with 3. I've got 6 and 6 from Lisbeth and Macy, Cole, Markley. Okay, no problem, Cooper. Aaron, Maribel. Okay, so some of you have 3.5 years. One of you had 3 years. So what are we kind of thinking there? And then some of you are going with 6. So if you think about it, every year the building doubles in height, right? So if the first year they only built 1 level, that means in the next year they would be building double of that, right? So they would be doing 2 levels in the next year. So if they did 2 levels extra in the second year, which means they would be doing 4 levels in the next year, right? So every year they end up doubling the height. So that means in the 6th year is when they should be at half its height. So let's say if they're doing, it's a skyscraper, so let's say maybe 80 floors. So if they have done 40 floors and they only have 40 more left to do, so that would be the double of what they are doing, which means it's got to be the previous year in which they would be at half the height. So yeah, it's actually going to be in the year 6 where they end up, being at half. Okay, Isabel, your computer died. Okay, no problem. 6 is her answer. Alrighty, very nice. So does that make sense why it would be 6 years and not the 3.5 or 3 years? Alrighty, very nice. All right, let's look at our next question over here. This one is talking about Wild Bill has played 3 hands of poker in the saloon, each time losing 3/4 of his money. And at the end, he was left with $1.50. So how much of that money has he lost in total? The same thing, get your answer ready, put it in the chat, but don't hit enter till I ask you to. So he has played 3 hands of poker. Each time he is losing 3/4 of his money, and at the end, he was left with $1.50. Remember, they are asking you how much has he lost in total. So obviously he started out with a certain amount of money. Each time he played a round of poker, he lost 3/4 of it. And by the end, he was only left with $1.50. So basically, I guess you can kind of try and calculate how much did he have when he started playing. And then when he lost all of it, he only had $1.50 left. So how much did he lose? So do you have the answer? Do you need a little bit more time? Okay, go ahead and send your answers in if you're ready. Okay, I've got 4 from Aaron. Molly, Maribel, 4, okay. Okay, Logan, you've got $70.50. Okay, so those of you who are coming up with the answer of 4, would one of you like to tell me how you calculated that?
So how I got 4 was, so in my head I was thinking Bill he was playing 3 hands of poker, and every time in each of those hands he lost 3/4 of his money. So what I did to figure that out was I just took 3, which is the 3 hands of poker, and I divided that by 0.75, and that's how I got my answer.
Okay. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. Okay, what about the rest of you? Especially Logan, I'm kind of interested in seeing how you came up with that 70/50.
I was thinking like $1.50 was just a quarter of the $4 or of the $6 it would have been, or something like that. And then I kind of worked backwards and got that he started with $72.
Okay.
But
And then $72, and then you basically took the 150 out to show he lost 70/50.
yeah.
Okay, so you were kind of there, but not quite at the full answer. So the $4 that you guys came up with was actually only for 1 hand of poker, because he's played the game 3 times, right? They're telling us he did 3 hands of poker. So what happens here is, and you can again kind of use a different method like Aaron was talking about, or maybe how Logan explained it. So we know he had $1.50 left over after he played that last round of poker. So yes, that is only quarter of the money he had. If you actually multiply this in 3 to get the 3/4, what would that give us? 450. So that means when he actually started playing the 3rd round, he had 450, which he lost, plus the 150 that he has left behind. And so of course that adds up to a total of $6. But you know, this was only for the last round of poker he played. And if you think about it, this $6 is what he had remaining after the second hand of poker. So after the second hand, he had $6 left, which means again, you would multiply this into 3, and that would end up giving us $18. With that $18, we would add the leftover $6 he had, which would of course end up adding to $24. $24 is what he has left at the beginning of the second round. So when he started playing the second round of poker, he actually had $24. He ended up losing 18, and then he had $6. He used that $6 to play one more round. He lost 450 and he had 150 left. So if you actually do the same calculation one more time, you will do 24 times 3, which I believe is the 72 that Logan was talking about. So he would have $72, but remember he also had the original $24. So that would add up to 96, I believe. So when he started playing at the very beginning of the first round, he actually had $96 with him. He played the first round. He ended up losing the 24. Losing 72. He had 24 left behind. He played the second round with 24. He lost 18. He had $6 left behind, and he played one more round where he lost 450, and he actually had 150 left behind. Yeah, guys, we're almost done. So if you actually take $96 and subtract this 150 that's left behind, you will actually see he lost a total of $94.50. So Logan, you just had to go one step further and you would have had the total. So again, you know, this is again that same idea of how do you think logically in terms of, you know, working backwards in this case. So that's basically what example 2 and 3 had us do, is work backwards to see, where we would be at. So we'll complete the handout on Thursday, and then we'll get into section 1.1. So like I said, I'll be adding more homework sections in your web assign, but please make sure, oh, Devin, you're saying should have gone with your original answer. Well, next time, not a problem. All right, guys, so I will see you on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Be careful, be safe, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
I actually had a question real quick.
Sure.
So actually a couple. So for what is our homework for this class right now? Was it the handout or was it something else?
No, so the handout will be working together in class because I want to get the input from you live. So
Okay.
the only thing I would say probably for now is just make sure you're in WebAssign, which you were finally able to get in by the end. And I would say if you wanted to look at the first section handout for 1.1, so you're familiar with what we're going to be talking about. And if you wanted to attempt the homework, you can, but officially we'll start lecturing on Thursday. So we're going to be starting on Thursday.
Okay. And the other question was, so after I got registered for the classes, I bought the math book and haven't unwrapped it yet because I want to make sure it was the right one.
That cover
And
looks a little bit different.
it's called Mathematics: A Practical Odyssey, 8th edition. And so I
Okay.
just want to make sure it was the right book because I wouldn't know if I had to return it or not.
So you do have the ebook version available, as I was telling you before. So if you're comfortable with the ebook version, then you can take this back because, since you have to pay for the WebAssign homework platform anyways, it may not make sense to have to pay for the book and pay for the WebAssign. But if you prefer having a hard copy of the book so you have something to look at, in paper, you can keep it. But if you think you're comfortable with the ebook version, then you can return the book if you want.
Okay, so it's okay if I have both the web assign
Yes,
and the
yes.
hard copy?
Yes, definitely. You can keep the hard copy and do the WebAssign also because, it's just easier with remote classes that you have this homework platform. So you're not having to take pictures of your homework and send it to me and that kind of thing. So that's why we are doing the WebAssign for your homework, your testing and everything, because we don't really have testing centers open at campus either. So you will
Okay.
not be able to do testing on the campus. So that's why WebAssign will be a more straightforward way of doing that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank
if
you.
you want to keep the textbook, you can, not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.